The WWC, what the world is watching.
I'll get there.
I should have waited. Hell, I can't score any VS points.
I know, like the upgraded. I just upgraded three clicks I hit, and I was well over on my versus points. All right, so tonight, lastly, we did the T11s. All right, Wisconsin, slap us with some knowledge, finish us off with some. That's what Wisconsin likes to do, is always finish us off. So we got some building. Here's where I'm at, bro. These are my buildings right now. I got pads in the front. I know I'm not doing any more. I do 30. This one's going to be 35. This one's 30, and I need to come back and hit the last two on this one because I own 28, but it's my fourth team's on that pad right now. So I'm not too concerned. I did gold, right? So I'm done 35s on gold. We're done. I'm finishing these off too.
So when you look at it from a resource balance standpoint,
yes,
you've done your front pad, your front. Let's start with military, right, and fighting.
Okay.
The march speed is important. It depends how much you're using your fourth squad. For you, it's on your third pad.
I'm not spending any more oil. So I'll get this to 30, but I'm not spending any more oil on the pads. I don't want to spend oil.
I agree with you on that. Like if you get your main to 35 and then you get second and third and fourth to 30s, you're golden. They are stupidly expensive. Like going from 31 to 32 is 740 mil of food and iron.
Oh, for the pads?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is obnoxious. I just did this one to 35, and it was crazy.
Yeah. It's over $1 billion to go from 34 to 35. I mean, they're just doing your main squad is what I would say.
Yeah, I did that.
And
I'm good there.
And then just have them at 30, keep the oil, be done. When you look at it from, I know that your drill grounds are at 35. Obviously, we all need troops.
Yes, I'm all 35. I'm all cooked 35 drill grounds locked in.
But besides gold, what you realized with upgrading your drill grounds, with upgrading your hospitals, the next resource crunch besides gold is food. Especially when you're fighting, because of how much it takes to get those compared to your iron. Which then brings me into like your resource pads. The next ones that I would upgrade would be your food pads, but like it just comes down to how much excess you potentially have, because you might need to look at it from the aspect of, do you want to open those boxes?
Why does
that
food?
are
Why food? Why are you saying food because thing left is heavy on food to increase?
Every military building
is
outside
iron.
of every military building outside of your tank centers are heavy on food.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, because the hospitals are heavy on food. Yeah, the
drill grounds are heavy on food.
Yeah, that's true.
And so, like I have one drill ground at 29 for doing the waterfall and whatnot, and it's 612 mil. But then
barracks heavy on food too.
Those barracks
Same.
are equal. Barracks are equal,
and I finished my waterfall, so I'm done with barracks too.
Okay.
And I'm done with oil wells. That's been done. So what's my next upgrade?
Well, so can you pull up your chart, and we'll take a look. Okay, so oil's max, gold's max. I would do your 231 iron pads and then no, I would level out your food to 31s, then your iron to 31. If you're feeling really spicy and you want to be like me, then your vaults, but it's also based off of what you have in your in boxes. If you have 30 billion sitting there in boxes, then you can go wild on it, but you don't need you don't.
I have almost 9,000 gold gold resource chests.
But so the kicker is that how I always look at it is that you don't want to open your optionals, especially because tech is so gold heavy. And even on the bases that we farm to plunder every day, 50, 60 million, however much you do, you want to just open the main ones. You don't want to open the optional ones. You want to save your optional ones for when you need gold. Because unless you find one, real nice base that has 4 billion gold and nothing else.
I don't touch my gold one. I figured this is going to be for tactical.
Yeah.
So
and it should be.
That's what I figure. Pun, how many gold chests you got? You use all yours for tactical? Do you have enough resources?
Oh, I have a stupid amount of resources. In just my non-optional chests, I have 27 billion in gold. So optional chests, for the gold optional chests, I have 7,000 of them, but then I have 12,000 purples, and I have 2.5 billion of everything in base. So
all right, so oil or the food and oil to 31 is what you're saying. And then what do I just do? Am I just pushing these oils and foods all the way to 35s? Am I just going 31s and 32s and 33s? I'm just sticking with oil and foods until I'm done with those to cap them?
Well, you cap them, and because you have more, the other thing you look at is you have more iron than you have food right now. And so then, as we've talked about, if you switch to engineer, you're getting resource production. You're getting, you're going to get that balance back. And then you're able to go ahead and max all the plots out, and then you're able to just keep cooking.
Okay.
And that's where if I know that there are a handful of free-to-play players that I know that like Warlord for a little bit of extra, boost in their squad march. For me, I tell them you should be engineer because you get more freebies like drone parts, that you get speed ups, that you get some drone components, and you're able to go ahead and boost those, which are going to actually help you long run. But it just depends on the person.
Yeah, I think I'm going engineer. I think I'm going to go engineer. To speed up buildings and tech. I like the tech freebie and the building freebie.
The skills that you can get that are helpful from the engineer aspect of it would be rapid production, I
want a
instant gathering.
I want a reduction in valor. That's what I want. I want to figure out a reduction in valor. That's what I need. What I need in my life.
It's what we all need in our lives. Sadly, I cannot help you with that one. But what it comes down to with those skills is, the time savings, and then each day I'm getting I don't know, maybe an hour or two, something like that, of speed ups that are across the board, from universal, tech, build, training, and healing. And so that's where, when you and I have talked on the side, where I have this many, well, yeah, because I get 10 hours extra plus your helps, everything like that, and you're just sitting on buildings to open on weeks where your team's not pushing on a Tuesday. You're pushing, you're saving for 1 week and then pushing, and well, then you have 5 buildings that you can go ahead and open at the end if you need it, or however.
What's right here? They just said it. Recycling is reduction in resources. Iron, food, coins, oil, and valor. 5%.
And valor, I'd never noticed that. Interesting.
So I save 5% valor badges by doing recycling.
All right, let me look at something.
You gotta look at something. See this?
I see it. I see.
QB18 out. Hey, you made it to the end. Thank you for taking the time to watch. Subscribe and turn on notifications to be notified when our next video drops, and continue the conversation with us over on our Discord. Proud member of Team UXW and Server 118. Congratulations to the team on winning Season 6.
Damn!